Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Well, it's Friday night, the best day
There's
of
no
the
small
week.
feat.
Everyone sit down and let us speak.
Speak.
Hey, it's the Two Dads podcast Friday night. I have to always come with this new song. I thought,
At some point that went too far, but
sorry, just
we're
like
still going to go with it.
just like a true two dad. Too far.
It's going to go with it. Oh, Dad.
I'm a living example.
Like,
Welcome back,
Dad.
everybody. How you doing, Sid, my man? How are you, man?
Fantastic,
You
man.
good?
Fantastic.
How is that?
I am great.
How's your donut? There it is.
Hey.
It's oozing with fullness.
We are jammed up the yin yang, and it's fully jammed Friday. That's what it is.
That, ladies and
You know what
gentlemen.
it is?
You know what it is? It's the jam donut.
You know what it
See, that's the inside of our jam donut. For our listeners, we have a picture of a. Actually, it's made me hungry for a jam donut, but here on the Two Dads
You
podcast,
hungry for a jam donut?
Yeah,
The
I know.
Uber man?
That's what I'm saying. That's why. It must be something wrong with me.
If I ever see you hoeing into one of those,
man.
I know you've finally reached the end.
It's it. It's my midlife
Something.
crisis has kicked in.
For sure.
Oh,
You will never
welcome,
be seen.
welcome back, everybody, for our listeners and viewers. Where this Friday we clearly have our donut is completely full and overflowing with jam, as Sadiq is showing on the screen right there for those who are on YouTube. And if you're
Jammed
not,
up
come
the-
across our YouTube channel. It's Two Dads Podcast. It's TOO Dads Podcast. The rest of it, you spell it like you say it. So here we are,
And we are the two dads.
We
We
are.
are the two dads.
and it's episode
and
18. Whew, we're getting up there.
Can we have a fact check? It is episode.
Let me.
actually
We
episode
should,
18.
we should get someone to
I'm
fact
pretty
check
sure.
it.
I'm
The
pretty
ABC.
sure. I'm pretty sure.
ABC do fact checking pretty good. Pretty spot on. No, it's definitely episode 18. We haven't screwed that one up.
Okay, fantastic. So we have started off well.
Yes,
And we are the two dads. It's not just because there's one and two of us. It's
No, not
because
'cause
we
there's two.
are so much like dads.
Too much like dads. If
And-
my intro didn't epitomize that, but then I don't know what else we can do.
It's
Anyway.
surely hard to follow up last week's show. We
You know how
was
pumped
amazing.
I was? You know how pumped I was that we had a live cross and guests? We're going to do that again. That was great.
and it all worked.
It was perfect.
And
And we
there was
had-
nothing blue. It was good.
and we had Zoom tell us you have 10 minutes left. Get your shit together and shut up.
Get it.
It was great. We finished on time and everything.
Yes, and if you're new to the show, it's all about it's all about different dads and exactly what is universal to all dads. And
Yep.
one thing that's universal is dad jokes
Mhm.
and puns.
Correct. Absolutely. Love them.
Completely universal.
Love them. What have
So
you got for us this week? Because you always come up with something. I know this is the lead into what you found or what you've stumbled across as you were, I don't know, as you travels to Nana
Well,
Goon or wherever
Philip-
you go during the day.
Philip, as you would never
Hello.
believe, you've
Yes.
got some reflection going on here.
Yeah, it's all right. You look good, man. That headset does it for you.
Come on. Well,
what do we got?
my side hustle is working for Amy, so you would never believe what I have for you as a pun
Oh man, here we go.
right at the top of the show. I mean, we were at the top shelf last week.
Oh, we did, but we've gone
It's
through
like
the roof.
it's
through
like
the
we've gone
roof
through the roof
on
and
this one.
and there's a hole at the ceiling. Jammed up donuts.
Jammed up donuts. That's how we like them.
Jammed
That's
up
how we-
donuts.
That's how we love them, man.
If you put into the Google jammed up donuts,
I
you'll
know,
see
Google.
many establishments in Melbourne that offer you home delivery jammed up donuts.
Oh,
So
telling
if
you,
you're
not
having a good day,
helping me here. I really want one.
if you're having a good day,
Yep.
you can go to Jammed Up Donuts.
Jammed up donuts.
And there's apparently one
Treat
on
yourself.
Waverley Road in Melbourne.
treat yourself for having a jammed up day and a jammed up donut with a jammed up donut. There it is. Malvern, what did you
Now-
say? Malvern Road. Waverley. Okay, yeah.
Waverley.
Waverley.
Waverley Road in Melbourne.
Waverley Road, Malvern. Yeah,
But there's actually a few locations. So
oh, there you go.
I bet you never thought, can you get
No.
a jammed up donut?
No, hell no. But I thought it was just a saying, but such a thing exists. There you go.
Now, I have stumbled across something that is the equivalent
Oh.
to you and your schnitz and kids.
Oh. Really?
Yeah.
What?
It is my whole adult life. I've been waiting
Really?
because as you know, I love Seinfeld.
Oh, mate,
It's one of my.
you used to, mate. I got to a
Seinfeld's
point.
my
It got to a
thing.
point. It was just like, Sadiq, just shut up about Seinfeld, because the quotes. You didn't even speak English. You just recited lines for like years there. Anyway, keep
And
going.
you wouldn't believe one thing that I
I'm
drive
not gonna
past
agree.
here at least once a week.
Oh God, what have you noticed?
And
What's the
I
universe?
don't know
sent
how.
you?
I just
What's the
just
universe?
noticed.
Sent? Go on.
Hoochie Mama.
It's
Hoochie Mama.
It is Hoochie Mama. Where is this?
Oh,
Where is
Richmond.
this? It is.
It's right down the road from Meatballs.
Oh,
It's
you're
the
kidding? Oh, it's on.
Same street, but on the next
Oh,
block.
God.
Hoochie Mama.
Hoochie Mama. Whose tagline was that? Because you're a bigger Seinfeld fan than
That
me.
is George's
George's.
father's.
That's right.
The
The
hence
late.
the dad.
He's the late.
George's
I can't remember his
father, yeah.
name, but he passed.
The
didn't he?
late-
He was a great actor. Great
Yeah,
comedian.
he's the father. The father for Ben Stiller.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Great actor, fantastic actor.
Hoochie Mama. He was great. on that
Hoochie Mama.
show. I could say, and for the viewers who just saw there, you could see that there was the A-frame of the car door. So this is all taken probably illegally. as
This
he's
is
driving
freelancing.
around.
This is freelancing. Not
Yeah.
this is not researching at all.
as he's driving around. Is
And another one.
Mhm.
It's hard to
Yes.
even move on. I think
Tell us,
I think
DJ
we'll have a
Khaled.
drink first so that we can
Yeah.
calm down.
Yeah. Tell us, DJ Khaled.
Another one.
Another one. Here we go.
And you know what my favorite lines for one of his just inventing English is?
Go on.
I'll remember it later, but it's just
Yeah.
one of my favorite. I can't believe that this man is allowed to be famous.
Oh, he's a good producer and DJ.
Yeah, well, he certainly doesn't know English.
No, well, I would say it's his second language, given.
Well, it's his
Or-
first language.
Well, yeah,
So
fair enough. Okay. Did we just
Okay.
disagree? There you go, Steve. We disagreed on something.
I've got a story about Steve afterwards.
Oh,
Let's
go.
just
Keep going.
Next pun.
Let's go. Let's move on because we've only
Okay,
got an
you'll
hour.
love this one. You'll love this one.
Yep.
If you need a haircut
Mhm.
and you're a man and you're
Mhm.
going down Brunswick Road,
God.
right?
Brunswick Road.
You
that
may
would be.
want to go to. Ah, the graphics let me down.
Oh no!
But
What's the name?
it's Barber Black Sheep.
Oh, can we say that?
It's Barber Black Sheep.
Barber Black Sheep.
Barber Black Sheep.
Barber Black Sheep. How
I
clever,
salute.
how clever is
I
that?
salute to the puns.
That's great. I'd go there just for a head shave, just for the experience.
Making business.
Barber Black
Barber
Sheep. See,
Black
isn't that
Sheep.
clever?
Barber
That's
Black
clever.
Sheep.
That's some thoughts been put into that.
That's right, and that's
Right.
all we expect.
That's great.
The drive past,
I'm
rather
surprised
than
that-
just have the pole with all the,
Yeah. I'm s-
saying Barber.
Barber and get a
Yeah.
haircut.
Yeah.
Like I drove. Where was I? I can't remember where I was. But it was I can't remember the suburb, but it was just something fish and chips. And I saw
Yep.
it and I thought, see, that's boring. That's
That's boring.
grab you.
No
The
imagination.
Barber Black
Yeah.
Sheep.
Barber
As long
Black
as the cancel culture crew don't turn up, great business name. Great business name.
Well, I don't think it's meant to be racial.
Oh, no, it's not.
They have got
It's
a
not.
sheep like a ram.
Sadiq, it's
But
not racial,
it's
but that's how far it's gone
non-
these days.
binary. It should be Baba non-binary sheep or something.
It should be bar, whatever sheep. Anyway.
Fancy some chicken?
Oh, I did have a chicken super tonight. It was great.
Oh, well.
What have
You
we got?
should have. Well, fortunately, you're not near for Coburg, so
No, nowhere near it.
you could go to Charcoal Chicken.
Chicken. That's great.
And can't you see they're going to need the Four Seasons like it's a hotel? Do you know how many times I have been past and into this cold supermarket?
And you've never noticed it before?
Never until this week, Tuesday.
The universe.
When we were staying at the front, we're just having a conversation.
This is the law of attraction.
And here we go.
This is the law of attraction.
Charcoal Chicken. As in hotel with Four Seasons underneath.
That's brilliant.
Now,
that's brilliant.
This must be saluted. This must be saluted.
Absolutely.
Have a look at the level of the punnage.
Look at that.
And most people would never think of anything other than it's just for charcoal chicken.
Oh, look how they spelled chicken. That doesn't make any sense.
Mate, I think your sign's wrong.
Charcoal chicken. That's great. That is so good.
Gold. It is gold.
And this is the law of attraction at work here, because it's something you look, and it's coming to you. It's coming to you.
It's innocuous. You just don't.
You're attracting it.
Don't pay attention. And I've literally been there probably thousands of times.
There you go.
To be obviously exaggerating, but it's thousands of times.
But now because you're thinking about it and you're more in tune to it, the vibes. You've got the punnage vibes out there. It's great. All right, give us a joke. Or you got another one?
For the last, hang on, last and not but the least, we're going right back to our friends from Mooney Ponds.
Hey.
So Mooney Ponds still had something left in the tank.
They still had something.
After last week, still had something left in the tank.
I thought we emptied it. Okay.
You like tennis?
Yes, I do.
Yep. Would you need to have your racket repaired?
Or like restrung? I'd say you would.
Something like that.
Play someone.
You'd go to Serving Aces. Serving your tennis needs.
There you go.
I'm trying to get the shoulder down.
You're doing the Kevin Hart dance.
Serving Aces. Serving your tennis needs.
Look how good's that. See? It's a pun. It's appropriate. It makes sense. You're providing a service.
It's not offensive.
No sheep are involved or hurt during the process.
Or engendered.
No, that's right. Exactly. Good puns.
So, a joke.
Quick one. Then we're into episode 18.
Jokes are the cornerstone of dads.
Yes, it is. What have you got for us?
Sundays are such a sad day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah. Agree.
But the day before is a sadder day.
Oh, Dad.
Come on.
Sunday is a sad day, but Saturday.
So I'll say it again.
That's not, please.
Sundays are always a sad day.
They are, because it's Monday. But
the day before is a sadder day.
That's brilliant. Oh, that's brilliant. Oh, what else you got? What else you got? You got another one? One more before the topic?
No, I'll save the rest for later.
Okay. Well, episode 18.
I have provided enough of a tease
Mate.
now. So,
yeah. We'll wrap it up with some jokes.
Give people what they want.
That's it.
Episode 18.
Let's get into the serious stuff. Love letter who? He's going to cop it.
Is called Side eye for the Scomo guy. Should do this episode 18. Today's podcast is called Side Eye for the Scomo guy.
You
I know.
almost look like you were there with them.
It's almost good. I'm like.
So for our listeners on Spotify, first off, come over to YouTube because that's where all the good graphics come up, right? But what we've got in the background,
we have the faces for YouTube and the voices for Spotify.
That's right. We've got our Prime Minister, Scott Morrison, who invited. Well, she was invited. Her name is Tame.
Grace Tame.
What's her first name? Grace.
Tame.
Grace Tame.
Grace Tame.
She was invited for Australian of the Year. She is the recipient.
The ceremony.
No, she was for the ceremony. She was a previous recipient. She presented to, if I'm not mistaken, Dylan Alcott was he was a professional paraplegic tennis player. He's
great guy.
Absolutely. What an athlete as well. I mean, he's won just 8 times in a row. He's won the Australian Open. He's had last year won the Golden Grand Slam, which is all 4 Grand Slams.
The guy's an inspiration. Absolute inspiration and perfectly honoured.
Yes, absolutely. Australian, I think 120% there.
Great choice.
But what we have is a picture of. It's a very infamous and famous picture now of Grace Tame giving our Prime Minister a bit of stink eye.
Side eye.
A bit of side eye, and it all came down. And there's a serious reason for it all. And this is going back to the unfortunate situation and news and happenings of sexual harassment claims, which, while they be claims, they've been shown to have been true, is my understanding.
We're talking about...
or they're still ongoing.
Brittany Higgins.
Yes.
Yep.
Brittany Higgins was a victim of this as a staffer. Yep. Whereas Grace was from childhood, if I'm not mistaken.
So Grace, Grace herself is a survivor of
it's probably a better way of saying it. A survivor,
child abuse
instead of saying
in her high school, and her work as an advocate for sexual abuse, sexual assault, and all her work for the last years on this issue, and she's extremely passionate,
and rightfully
and
so.
I think even I think we were kind of, why did she go to Parliament House, where she has to stand there and stink eye the Prime Minister. We all thought that, she could have probably done something more
there was a chance
intelligent from that view that we saw from the photo that,
because we spoke about this not long ago, right?
Yeah,
we spoke about this.
We spoke about it, but she finally revealed earlier in the week for the luncheon for the press club with her and Brittany Higgins, to have their chance to. It was absolutely fantastic speech. I think it was along the lines with the Sacha Baron Cohen speech that we advocated.
They spoke
in one of our previous episodes.
The two girls, the two ladies, women, their speeches were spot on.
Yeah. Now I thought for Brittany Higgins, everything was a little bit orchestrated. This is only my opinion. I think
she needs to be careful. She had to be careful with what she was saying and how she said it, because there's still, as I understand it, some level of investigation.
So she had someone write or help write the speech for her. She was wearing like a full white suit. It just seemed very planned, like there was a stylist involved, and she was very. Yeah, even though everything she said, she was absolutely right, but it was all about for Grace. If you ever if you ever really wanted to see an Australian that knows how to speak with integrity and conviction,
she did. She was so,
especially someone young and someone that's had a horrible experience in their life, but has managed to rise above it. You know, it was very. I just found it extremely good, and extremely good is an understatement. I just think it's that.
It was
that
powerful.
kind of.
It was very powerful. It was very
Yeah.
powerful. I think is the right. That's how I would describe it. I mean, I guess her conviction in delivery, but then her choice of words and how she was able to succinctly put it together and really drive home a message. It made people stand up and take notice.
Yeah.
Right, and that's exactly the intent. She had the right forum, and she did it in the right way at the right forum, and it's opening up or raising people's awareness at all levels, including from the top. Which, you know, let's not kid ourselves. That sort of rubbish would happen in Parliament, and it happens in all sorts of businesses.
It happens,
you know,
everywhere.
It happens,
and
it shouldn't.
Every work environment.
Yeah,
schools.
It shouldn't.
This is, you know,
and there's no place for it, and it shouldn't happen, and it needs to stop happening. And the way you do that is by pulling people up on that behaviour and dealing with it, but then also the right level of education and being a better example as well, particularly with the young kids.
Yeah, our current Prime Minister, Scott Morrison,
Mr.
is
can't buy a spine.
The speechlessness that keeps going on with this man, and his lack of integrity in any way, shape, or form is. I mean, please, if you have the chance to go on ABC, on our ABC live app, you'll be able to see the full speech for both the ladies on there.
What about his apology? What did you think of his apology?
But that's not an apology. It's just someone sent you a note to send you an email from your empathy coach, and that's it. It's such a true statement. Such a true statement was made. You shouldn't have to be a parent in order to have a conscience. No. Nor does being a parent mean that you have a conscience.
That's right.
Like, you don't have to have a daughter in order to support issues for women that are current and pertinent in all society.
You could almost
argue. We both have daughters.
Yeah, no, but you could almost argue.
We both have mothers. We both have sisters.
Yep.
But that doesn't mean that
we are more
that all of a sudden we're in a place to go, okay, I can see where
no, I shouldn't laugh, but you're right.
All women have to face issue in society. You know, it's just about being a decent human being.
Exactly. I mean, I look at my aunt. She's got 3 boys.
Yeah.
No girls. 3 boys.
Yeah.
And I have my sister. Her brother-in-law has got 4 boys.
Your uncle is a riot.
Yeah, he is. It's pretty funny.
You should probably get him
on.
I reckon he's
but
really good.
My point is that you don't need to be a parent of a parent. You don't need to be a parent, number 1. You don't need to be a parent of a daughter, number 2.
Yeah.
Because I know people who have only got sons and have done a fantastic job of instilling the right morals and, you know, way to treat people. Women aside, I mean, it is an issue, and there are, unfortunately, and quite sickening to think that, you know, men that do this. Right, and I think it's more that way. I don't think it's the other way around. I think the other way around.
I mean, obviously we are spreading a very broad room here because we don't have hours to speak through all the issues, but the plain facts of what is going on in for this woman's experience, she was she was assaulted by one of the staff members in her high school. And that man had worked at that school in a total of 18 years, and the school knew his history.
God.
And all the times she was trying to make complaints, it was ignored mostly. Finally, when it all was going towards the end and the police arrested him, they found amongst all the materials for child, it's amongst everything else, they found an envelope with her hair in the possession of this man. Like the level of sickness. And this man worked in that school for 18 years. And how many other
I was just going to say
girls or boys did he abuse as well? But this is not an isolated not an isolated incident.
It happens.
This
in different
happens
industries.
and has happened so many different places.
Yeah, places where you least expect it as well.
Yeah, and I think both ladies are highlighting the fact that in all these circumstances, it's the victim that seems to be reoccurring, been reoffended, because the whole process, when someone comes forward with a claim, it just seems to be, we worry about the reputation of the man. I mean, she even said in her speech, one of the other things that we've like, what is going on, Scomo? How can the Attorney General get all the legal bills paid by someone and no one knows what's going on?
That doesn't make any sense. It's a cover-up. It's obvious it's a cover-up, right? And it makes them even look more stupid.
And the reason why she gave the stink eye, I'm not trying to rhyme. The reason why she gave the stink eye is because a few weeks earlier, she received a phone call from someone from the Prime Minister's office asking her to give her word that she wouldn't say anything disparaging to the Prime Minister at this function because it's an election year.
Oh God, yeah.
So this is like,
it's not far-fetched. Like, you hear that,
yeah,
and you think, well, given everything else that Scomo hasn't done,
yeah,
it's not too far-fetched to believe that phone call actually happened.
Yeah, and here's a man abusing his power. Like, so that was the line that she made, because she's had to deal with this whole adult life from a man abusing his power, and now
here we are again.
And it's like, she's perfectly right.
Oh, she's 100% right.
She can say whatever she likes.
Yeah, no, she can. Well, within reason, as long as she's prepared to,
she's
face the
not
consequences.
Anyone. Yeah.
No, but it should be coming out with probably something truthful.
Yeah. So that was the reason for the stink eye. So that even I said to him, as I said earlier, we both said, why did she go? She should have just said, no, I refuse to go. I don't agree. But
that was the reason.
Yeah, this was the whole reason, and it's,
don't say anything disparaging, like the truth.
Yeah, even to the point that she made, like, her speech was so articulate in fact and emotion.
Yeah,
it was. I think
it was written by her. I'm convinced that she wrote it.
She wrote all that herself. She's not having anyone there.
I'm convinced there was
to do her makeup, to choose her clothes, to have all this, because
100%
for her, she's out there for the victim. Was personal. And she also made the point of let's not forget our boys, because it always just seems to be that it's skewed towards
there's boys that have
for the most part, for women and girls are.
Catholic Church, anyone?
Yeah. How many of those offending clergymen are in jail now?
Yeah. And those poor, who are grown men, who it's clearly impacted them so much that it's still to this day they're trying to work through that, right?
The suicide rate, if you've ever watched any of the films that have been made on these men that were in the homes for boys in the 60s and the 70s, it's heartbreaking, and they are completely destroyed.
They are. It's like their soul is crushed. You know, they just look empty when you look at them.
Yeah,
these poor guys.
And I think Scomo just brings us all down. Is what it is. To fact that he always likes to say that he's a father, so he knows what it's like, or something like that. It's just it's a joke.
Well, if that was the case,
because
then
it's
he would have
a political issue.
Exactly. If that was the case, there would have been even more reason for him to come out and speak about this and take a stand for it. In fact, the front foot and saying, right, we're investigating it, providing updates, not waiting for the questions to come.
Yeah.
But then again, what sort of action has he taken in the last 2 years on anything?
Nothing. They've done nothing. All
the only thing he's done
do that report with that thick, but it's done nothing.
And he's pissed off the French and cost us however many billion.
90 billion for submarines that we may see one in 2030. But we've signed on for 90 billion. And she also made in her speech as well, she made, for comparison of what is spent on education for children in schools on
what was it? I'm trying to remember what she said.
I can't remember. Yeah,
what she said. But it turned out it worked out to like 11 cents. It worked out to 11 cents per student.
11 cents per student a year is what's spent on education, so that they can help avoid these kind of circumstances in their life.
Wow.
But yet we're happy to spend 90 billions on submarines we don't need.
Can you imagine what 90 billion would do to if you invested in aged care, first Australians?
Yeah.
And what Grace is talking about education of sexual and child abuse and things like that. Can you imagine what 90 just 90 billion?
Yeah.
Can you imagine what that would do? Don't you think that would have a better outcome in the future as opposed to a big shiny black penis-looking thing that floats around the water?
You
know what I mean?
A cigar tube.
You know what I mean?
Full of semen.
You had to go there, didn't you? I went the shiny penis. You had to pull in the semen.
It's a pun. It's a pun.
But that's what I'm saying, and that's the frustrating part. And she has every right to be angry because the amount of money.
But we'll be well prepared for all the boat people when we have a $6 billion nuclear powered sub that's going to be able to just rise up out of the water, and and someone's going to hop out the top of the loudspeaker saying, "Go back, go back. You are not welcome."
Seriously.
This is a far better investment of the taxpayers' money.
Unbelievable. Her speech was very empowering, and quite frankly, and my view is, not surprisingly, Prime Minister Scomo and his government haven't done enough. Try to cover it up. They try to politically talk their way. Typical Liberals, mate. It's always a political spin with Liberals.
Everyone's got to go. Even for Darth Vader is now trying to have a go as well for leadership as well. Oh, really?
Good old buffhead.
The guy looks like,
Jeez, I
laughed. The guy looks like someone overcooked a hot dog.
He looks like Deadpool after using like some facial cream that's helped with the scarring. That's what he looks like.
It's that scene in Star Wars when Darth Vader goes in his room and the mask comes off, That's what he looks like. Where do we get these people? How do they manage to get there? It's a joke.
Mr. Dutton.
This election, I reckon, will be the worst election ever. I don't think there's anything. There's literally, you're going to stand in the booth. You're just not going to be able to make a choice.
Yeah, it's hard. It is hard, and it's been like that the last couple of. We don't talk about elections because we're digressing, but yeah, it's going to be a hard one. But at the moment, you know, you could also hear in Grace's speech, quite rightfully, again, just a touch of fury as well, which I think is the right.
If you've ever seen, I think you have to watch it. Anyone that hasn't seen it yet, you have to watch it. It is the embodiment.
I'll find it.
Of hell hath no fury as a woman's scorn.
Yeah. Well, you know,
please find it. Fighting. Yeah, so
she's fighting for something which is real.
Stick a link.
Yeah, but what she's fighting for,
we'll have a link in. Yeah.
What she's fighting for has, you know, it's important. It's really important, and what's comforting is that, you know, from what I see and what I try and instill as a father, and through my, you know, I grew up with female cousins and sister, and, you know, I just can't imagine acting that way towards a woman. It just doesn't, it's just so vile. It's probably and a child more than anything else, right? And
really, for me, it's just evil as well.
You're trying to still, because we've both got sons. This is on
the back of our last week's one.
Yeah, and we've both who have sons, right? Yep. You know, as a father, you think, well, you know, my job is to teach this. I've got to make sure I got to get, you know, this is one of the things I have to get right. And if you know, the only reason I feel is if it goes wrong is because I didn't do my part.
Yeah.
And I think what's comforting is that is happening in society, in the sense that mothers and fathers are instilling that in schools. Yeah. But unfortunately, you just have those few rotten, like any apple in the barrel. And that's what we're trying to get rid of, right? We got to get rid of that rotten stuff. And it's important.
I just think we've eroded all the morals of society down to such a point where we're just allowing anything, which we need to be able to have some sort of a steering.
Yep.
The young and hold everyone accountable to.
We do 100%.
Being
100%.
A real human being, and not you know. And the behavior needs to be highlighted and to be
dealt with,
completely called out. It's not about It's not about for cancel culture.
No,
it's
and people, unfortunately, women, boys, men, whoever, who unfortunately fall victim to this, they need to speak up. There's, you know, there shouldn't be shame.
Yeah, and they need to feel that they can.
And they should feel that they can. They get supported, and people get around them. Will do something about it. And there's, you know, there's consequence. But the key thing is absolutely education, and more needs to go into it.
Really I was speaking about this issue with for my Shakira as well, because she obviously had a similar opinion about seeing that photo and the video of the side eye, thinking, why did this woman decide to go there and do that? You know, that's embarrassing. You know, but so what I said it's not about, especially also for Brittany Higgins. You know, I think a lot of people had the opinion like, well, why was she there in the first place for that to have happened to her in Parliament House? You know, that this is something that it's not only men that do that, also for women do that, and they make a judgment for someone's over what's happened in the situation, and they just make a judgment. But I prefer to move the focus to it's about what happened after. How she was just moved to the side and she was basically told to shut up. The guy ended up with a promotion, and she basically lost all.
Unbelievable.
And that's for me what that situation was more about, because it hasn't changed anything. So they haven't changed anything. It's still the same. Like, we all think that if something happens to someone in our life, we can just head down to the police station and the whole system will start working. It'll get investigated. Someone will get arrested. It doesn't work that way.
No, unfortunately not.
We all think it works that way, but it does not.
It's not until you're actually in that situation that you realize.
Yeah, and until you're a victim, or you are with someone who is a victim.
Yep. That's why she made that noise. That's why she made noise. And good on her.
Yeah.
That's what they got to do. That's what. If she hadn't have, we wouldn't be talking about this.
And we need more people like that. I mean, these are the kind of people that I would much rather vote for someone like that, even though having the prerequisite of knowing what to do in government, you can have advisors like Scomo. His only qualification was for marketing.
Yep.
So
that's right.
I don't see the difference. It's just because he got more he was able to get more mates
around. Yeah, that's all it was.
On board.
Yeah.
Was the only difference. But someone like for Grace Tame, I would happily vote for.
Could you imagine? Could you, in all seriousness, if she was on the ballot paper, why wouldn't you?
Lambie is the same.
Oh, if Lambie said I'm running for, I reckon maybe that's what this country needs.
But they'll never get all the support because no one wants that. Because everyone needs a patsy.
Yeah.
Someone with no spine who can just be worked. Work.
Yeah. Well,
like
it's not working. It's not working. Well, yeah.
And now apparently the only thing that he could do is say that poor Anthony Albanese is now working for the Chinese. Elbow.
Yeah. Elbow.
That was the only thing you could say. Elbow is he's not a bad person, but I just
again, he doesn't seem like a strong leader to me. It's going to be interesting.
Strong leadership is what
on
this
the
country needs.
On the topic, I think Brittany Higgins and Grace Tame, their unfortunate experience is the shine. I guess the silver lining is it's raised the awareness another level in the country.
Yeah, should be a catalyst for change.
Yeah,
is what it is.
Exactly. This should be the catalyst.
And everyone, and everyone should be aware of it. And if every person speaks about it, if they see something going on, don't just ignore it.
Don't just brush it aside. Call it out.
Because
sometimes
we can all have the opinion. Well,
no, sometimes you do have to. Call it out.
Well, you shouldn't have been. You shouldn't have been so inebriated in the first place. That's fine. It's like saying, well,
doesn't matter.
I left the window open on my car, so
it rained.
And my car rained and it got stolen.
Or whatever. It's not an excuse.
Still, no one should be stealing in the first place. So
yeah, that's right.
Yes, you left your window open. It doesn't mean that someone should.
Yeah, that does make it okay. It does not. It doesn't make it okay. Exactly right. Yeah. Exactly right.
But anyway,
people, it's not. Again, the government. To just goes to show how, well, they're great with money, but they're pretty crap at everything else. To be honest with you, let's give them honest. But to again, Brittany and Grace, your speech you guys delivered, they're probably never going to see this, but on the off chance that they may stumble across the Two Dads podcast, what you put out there, because Sadiq, he texted me, he goes, put on ABC right now. I didn't even question it. I said, you mean, you go, yep, on the web.
On ABC Live.
Yeah, ABC Live. And I did. And I just sat there and I watched it and I listened and I just, ladies, what you delivered was exactly on point.
Yeah.
And I congratulate you for having the courage to stand up and do it as well. Because Australia is on notice and we've absolutely noticed you.
And the whole engine that exists in the background needs to be held accountable for it, because it's not right. We've not fixed anything.
Nope.
Everyone has an opinion about it. They've just used it.
Leaders got to do something
politics,
about it.
But there's still.
If you're in a position of power, you have a responsibility. If you're in a position of power and an office of power, you have a responsibility to be a catalyst to change.
That's right.
And just like in Parliament, it's, ministerial parliamentarians, Prime Minister. In a school, it's staff and teachers. They have responsibility because they have a position of power, right? And that's where that comes from them.
Yeah,
starts at the top.
Anyone that is abusing the position that they hold
aren't worthy of it.
Gain are not worthy of it.
Not worthy of it.
Is right across the board.
How can you hold a position of power?
Yeah.
With that sort of conscience, you don't have a conscience. Yeah. Simple as that. You just don't. It's gone to your head.
Yep.
Well done, ladies. Congratulations. Well done on that.
We salute.
Absolutely.
So, what did the policeman say?
Oh.
What did the policeman say?
Yeah.
To his belly button. What did the policeman say to his belly button?
Belly button. I feel like I should know this answer. What did he say?
You're under a vest.
Good one. The gears changed quickly on the Two Dads podcast from delivering the ethical conscience to belly buttons under vests. Gears change quick.
So, as you know, I'm always out and about.
Mate, you're always out and about. I'm telling you, I'm coming for a ride along one day. I'm serious. I'm coming for a ride along.
Every time your wife asks you, why do you have to put that on your car?
God, you're putting it.
This is what I use as one of my answers. So
is this the roof racks?
Yeah,
no, it is.
This is why I have roof racks. This is why I have roof racks. Have a look at this specimen.
Just tripped back from Bunnings, got hanging out the window. See.
I drove behind this guy for like a half an hour.
40 zone. Is it 40? There must be 40 because they've got the flags out.
Yeah, it's 40. I drove behind this guy for a half an hour as he was avoiding hitting cyclists, other people.
There's a motorbike up ahead on this photo.
Yeah.
See, that is so dangerous.
Dude, that is not safe.
Is that
at any
the
speed.
Back? Is that at the back or is that also out of
That's at the back.
Is that at the back?
It's at the back.
Get a ute, mate.
I do have a few images. So
look at this.
This one's a little bit closer. I don't know.
Lo and behold, is that a Camry?
I wish they would have made it so much more perfect.
Was it a Corolla?
It's a roller. Yeah,
it's a Corolla. What a shame.
I drove behind this guy for at least a half an hour as he had to go more over to the left.
Yeah, look at him. That is nuts.
Avoiding hitting oncoming cars, cyclists, other pedestrians as he was driving around. It's like
this looks like a leafy suburb of somewhere in a city.
It's going through
Toorak?
Yep.
Is it Toorak? Is it going through Toorak? You know the reason why I guessed Toorak? Because of the that big fence there. Keep all the commoners out.
All the poor people. Slapping poor people all the time. But
look at this clown. Seriously.
You and your little car, just
get a ute, mate.
Yep.
Get a ute.
It was so funny.
You would say that all the time. But that is a good reason why you would need roof racks. So at least you have that, that option.
Yeah.
Because all the times that you go to Bunnings and get timber, you never know when you. How many times have you bought timber from Bunnings? Mine's 0.
Yes, that's right. But no. I was also asked this the other day. Why do you have that up there? Well, in case I go off road, in case I go forward driving. He goes, as if you're going to take this off road. But I said, that's not the point. The point is that that's right. If I wanted to, I could.
That's right. You haven't limited yourself.
The other thing I did in the week is I gave a man a high voice.
Oh, jeez. What'd you do?
Yeah.
What did you do?
I gave a man a high voice.
How did you do that?
I got a puncture.
Oh, you got a puncher?
Yeah.
Oh, did you?
I was at thanks, Northlands.
No, Northlands.
Bloody Northlands.
God.
Yeah, but, she made it home, so it was all good. I knew because I had my warning light on the dash. It showed me exactly what wheel had the issue. Yeah. So I just
do they run flats? Do they run flats?
No,
not run flats. You just
no. It just shows you.
Mm-hmm.
Shows you
because the tire pressure. It shows the tire pressure is losing pressure. Yeah, because it's got the sensor.
Anyway, it's not the best four-wheel driving podcast in Australia. It is the Two Dads podcast.
That's right. I beg your pardon.
So, I did the right thing, and as you know, I do have all the accoutrement. I've got air compressor. I've got my jack.
Of course you would.
I was all ready anyway. So I knew in the morning I had to wake up and switch the air compressor on and pump up the tire to see if it held air.
Yeah.
And it did. So shot down straight away to the local tire shop. I was there right before it opened.
Mm-hmm.
And the manager came in his X5.
Yep.
And then he went and opened up the door. Then I'm already outside the car. So I already said, as soon as I walked in, I go, mate, I know I'm one of those people. You've only just unlocked the door. But I have a puncture. So in half an hour, that front tire will be flat. So he goes, yeah, it's okay. Just leave it with me.
Yeah.
And we'll sort it out. So now I'm going to get to the part of I gave the man the high voice.
Yeah, let's get there.
So I thought while I was there, I would approach the topic that is very close to you and me, because it's something we've spoken about, because we are for the diesel boys. So
yeah.
I said, mate, while you're fixing the puncture, can you give me some prices on all terrains?
Ooh.
So I can see the glint in your eye.
I want to get a set, and I want to jack it up a couple of inches.
So he looks at me, and he goes, "Well, you don't really need all terrains, because your car's an SUV." The same like my X5. I'm just like, listen, mate. Okay. It's not.
Listen, mate.
It's not like your X5, mate. Your X5 doesn't have low range, and your X5 won't even be able to go up a wet hill. Won't be able to go up a wet hill only to save itself from the golf course. So it's a proper four-wheel drive. It has low range. And then he just looks at me, and thankfully he didn't take offense to me talking about his X5. And then he just stares at me and goes, "Do you love your wife?" And I look at him, I'm like,
the price.
Yes, of course. I said, yes. He goes, well, I'm assuming you like going on for long trips, road trips. I said, yeah, of course. It's the whole reason of the car. 7 seats, 4-wheel drive.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, can you imagine the look on your wife's face as she just stares at you the whole time? As you hear that,
from the tires.
Just the droning from the tires. So if you think you can sit in the car for 4 hours at a time as your wife just stares at you, just leers at you, thinking you idiot.
Bit of a grace, giving you a bit of a grace. don't
So
do it to
I gave
yourself.
the guy the high voice, and yeah, he answered our question, mate.
Listen, mate.
Listen,
That's
what
brilliant.
do you mean?
Listen, mate.
SUV. Come on. And bloody X5, mate.
That's hilarious.
The cracker. And he just gives me that look, you know, because you know that look that your wife gives you when you've done something stupid. And I'm telling you, you will have had done something stupid if you put all. I
suppose he's got a point though. It would, because they're designed to be going bush, and on the road it'd be loud. It'd annoy you. Although,
yeah, well, he did also say, mate, you will want to kill yourself after 3 hours, because
particularly the driving you do. 3 hours is, my God, 3 hours is. When was the last time you only drove for 3 hours? You reckon?
That's every day.
No, but I'm saying only
it's an hour and a half there, hour and a half back.
But I'm saying
only 3 hours.
Only 3 hours.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
You normally drive a fair bit. So
that was a funny story.
So no all-terrains?
That answers the question.
Is that no all-terrains?
For us both, my friend, unless you intend that you won't take the family in the.
Well, the whole purpose of
the
it is
LDV
a family car, but I can get it jacked up. It just needs. I can get.
Oh no, you can
road
get
tires
jacked up. Yeah.
I get it jacked up, but if I get road tires, just need to get a bigger tire.
Yeah, well, that's the way I'll go. Larger tire.
That'll happen. Larger tire.
Not all-terrain.
If you jack it up a bit.
Now, can you remember the Thunderbirds?
Absolutely.
The show.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
One of the most underrated shows I think that was ever made for kids. It's absolutely fantastic. I think it still stands up now.
Yeah, I used to watch Thunderbirds in the morning. It was on early in the morning.
And ironically, you've ended up looking like the villain.
I have, haven't I?
Just need your eyes to glow. So, Rolls-Royce.
Yes.
Speaking of off-road vehicles.
No, they haven't, have they?
I didn't know. I thought maybe you were aware of this. Are you aware of the Rolls-Royce?
No.
The Cullinan, it's called. Let me just move out the way so you can experience the tsunami of ugliness that is the Rolls-Royce for Cullinan.
It just doesn't have anything about it. I look at it and go, if it was yellow, I'd mistake it for a taxi. You know what I mean?
Now, does that not look like someone really loved the Thunderbirds when they were little, and now they're an engineer? Yeah,
you're right.
If that does not look like
this is bland.
Penelope's Rolls Royce. It does. It does.
It does.
Do you want to
look like it?
Do you want to take a guess at how much that is in Australia?
I'm going to say 750.
Oh, Phil.
Mm-mm.
How long have you known me?
It's got to be. It's got to have millions in it. It's got to be a couple of mil, surely.
1.5 million.
There you go. 1.5. Oh, I was 750. I was halfway there. Halfway there.
So he would stare down at someone. Yeah. And you know how many I've seen?
Wow. What? In Australia?
In Melbourne?
In Melbourne? You've seen these things? 4 of them.
Yep. Saw one on Wednesday, a white one.
Oh my God. 1.5
I've seen a blue one,
million.
I've seen a black one, and I've seen a grey one.
Far out. That's insane.
It's got off-road modes. So, I will say this to you for Mr. Tyre Man. This is not. It's there if you choose.
Jeez, 1.5 million. That'd get you a really nice house in Berwick. What that would get you?
If you're lucky at this
I
point,
would.
with the housing market the way it is.
No, get you a decent house, that's for sure.
So,
that's for sure.
To wind up the show,
I still can't believe Rolls Royce. Just before you wind up, I saw one of those Mercedes ones you were talking about. Which are the ones with the four-wheel drive? What are they called?
G-Wagon.
G-Wagon. It literally just looks like a box with wheels.
Yep.
I saw one, and I think that must have been lost.
Even though
I think they must be lost because I saw it in Narry.
No, there's heaps of them.
Heaps of them?
Heaps of them.
There's nothing appealing about them.
There is. It's just to show how much money you got to waste.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing it does, really.
Average price is $300,000. So
$300,000 for a car.
Yep. I don't know if that one works either. Scomo.
What's Scomo doing? Coco's? What's he doing?
Psycho. He's got that woman from Psycho. He's washing her hair.
What is going on? Where did you find this? Is that really Scomo?
Love the editing.
That's not Scomo, is it? It's Scomo?
It's Scomo, yeah. And the woman from Psycho.
I can see the woman from Psycho. I can see that. Obviously, someone's edited this and it's a meme of some sort.
Yep.
Has to be a meme of some sort.
So I think we need to explain more for those people on Spotify.
Well, what we've got here is a black and white photo, and it's our Prime Minister in an apron that says Coco's. I'm assuming it's some sort of beauty salon. And it's an image of him with at the wash basin, the hair.
Or the cocoa.
Or the coke for the wash basin. And what they've done is they've, whoever is there at the basin, they've overlaid the woman from the, was it 1960s, 70s Psycho?
Oh, yeah, it's an old movie. Yeah, Psycho.
Yeah, it's a Hitchcock movie, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
From the Bates Motel.
Yeah, so the woman from Psycho, is she screaming?
Shout out for Natalie. She's the one that sent this through.
Oh, did you? Oh, thanks, Nat.
Yeah.
That's a good one. And what it is the woman from Psycho who's screaming. They put her head where Scomo's washing their hair.
Yep.
Probably just, calling out what reality would be like, and they've just photoshopped it. Let's be honest.
So to wind up the show.
Right, maybe he's got to go back to marketing. Let's hope. We'll find out in a couple of months.
Heaven forbid. It'll all be where the bloody hell are you again?
Yeah.
So to wind up the show.
Wind it up. We're winding up. We're winding up on time. What?
Seriously?
I think
that's not happening.
Hang on.
No way.
I'm checking.
I really thought that we just rambled on.
No, I reckon we're going to go on time. I reckon we're going to go on time.
All right.
Wrap it up.
Why are elevated jokes so classic and good? Why are elevated jokes so classic and good?
Because they lift you up.
It's a nice try, but you thought you were really on a roll of the
last
few ones you got them.
What is it?
It's because they work on so many levels.
I was so close.
Thank you and good night. Please tip your waitress.
And that's it. This is episode 18. It's been good. Good discussion. A quick one.
So we will try to find a link for the
we'll try and find the speeches.
Yeah,
for Grace, absolutely.
We'll add that.
It'll be somewhere on the. Will be somewhere on the YouTube, surely, and if it should be, because it's one that we should listen to more than once. To be quite honest, it is, and it should be one that some people should definitely listen to. So we'll link that in. But as for other socials, hit us up on Spotify. We're on Anchor. It's the Two Dads Podcast, TOO Dads and Podcast. Thanks for joining us again on a Friday night, where we love being here on Fridays. So thanks for joining us.
And we love a jammed up donut. A jammed up donut.
And we're not going to go over time, but we're going to save the Steve story for next week.
Oh, Steve's story. Hang on. I'll just say to you, Steve is the proud grandfather to number 9.
Oh, wow. Number 9.
Number 9.
Jeez.
His youngest had her second child.
Oh, congratulations.
On Thursday afternoon.
Oh, well, there you go. Papa
Wonderful
Steve.
news.
Congratulations, mate. What a good way to start the year. See,
9
22
grandkids.
is looking up. 22 is looking up already. Let's keep
Every
it going.
hair is grey.
Well, at least he gets to go grey. Some of us don't get that pleasure. Congratulations,
You
Steve.
never know.
Congratulations, mate. Number 9. That's fantastic. That's so good. All right. Well, that's us for another week.
We're all for our jammed up donuts.
All jammed up until we come back next week and we re-jam them again. Didn't come out the way I was thinking, but it doesn't matter. Have a good night, people. See you, my man.
Good night, everyone.
See you next week. Ciao.
Say hi to your mum for us.
See ya.